We begin with breaking news here at 6. Police are searching for a gunman, at least one gunman, after one person was shot in the Gaslamp Quarter. Glad you're with us at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Dana Marie McNichol. The shooting happened in the 300 block of 7th Avenue just before 4:30 this morning. So take a look at the screen. This is the map. It's very close to Petco Park. CBS 8's Chris Groh is live at the scene with an update. Chris?
Yeah, and I'm sorry to say we actually haven't been given a whole lot of information from the San Diego Police Department. They are being very tight-lipped with this one right now because it does appear that they're still searching for the shooter. And I want to point out the parking garage is right over here on 6th and L. And we also know, of course, that this is also on the other side of this on 7th and Tony Gwynn Drive as well, too. They've got their focus on that. We've seen SWAT officers gearing up, getting ready to go inside. A number of patrol officers with their AR-15s out, again, seemingly at the ready. So it does appear that they believe the shooter could still potentially be in this area of the Gaslamp. So we do want to let people know who work inside this area to be safe and to also just be aware that there are several sections of this this block that have been shut down with police tape. So again, be mindful of that when you're both walking and driving in this area, because it's not just one section. There are several portions of even 5th Avenue. We saw there was portions that were closed off as well too. They're probably searching that area as well too. So what we know is that one man has been shot. We don't know what their condition is. We don't even know if that shooting took place either on the street or maybe even within the parking garage. We're still unsure at this time about where specifically the shooting took place and if there was more than one shooter or if there was one shooter with multiple cohorts, so to speak, with multiple people with them. So again, we have very preliminary information right now. We are still waiting on an update from the San Diego Police Department. When we get that, we'll be sure to let you know. But again, one person has been shot here in the Gaslamp district, and there are a number of police officers in and around this area, including the SWAT team, which does appear to be getting ready to make an entrance there into that parking garage. Eric and Dana Marie.
Chris, staying on top of that breaking news for us. Thank you, and we'll check back in with you shortly. New this morning, one person is hurt after a shooting at this Indiana Walmart. The shooter was killed by police. It happened last night in Evansville. Police say the suspect fired at them, and officers fired back, killing the suspect. We still don't know the condition of the person who was hurt. Right now, the motive for the shooting is still unclear.
The preliminary hearing for Larry Miliete continues today. We're getting more insight into the months leading up to his wife Maya Miliete's disappearance. Maya's co-worker Christine Timmers took the stand yesterday. She testified that for several months in 2020, Maya went back and forth on whether she should leave her husband. Then in mid-December, less than a month before she disappeared, Timmers said Maya opened up about her fears of getting divorced.
I asked her, okay, so what is it? And through tears, she said, I'm afraid that Larry will hurt the kids to hurt me.
Timmers also said Maya told her Larry had taken control of the couple's finances. The prosecution has about 5 witnesses left, so hearing could wrap up as early as Monday. Today, a man accused of killing 18-year-old Mira Mesa is expected to make his first court appearance. 21-year-old Nicholas Forehand and unnamed 17-year-old were arrested earlier this week. Police believe they shot and killed 18-year-old Brian Mendoza Camacho in front of his home in October. That was on Deering Street near Westmore Road and Camino Ruiz. Investigators have not released information on the potential connection between the suspects and the victim.
Well, the gunman in a deadly shooting spree in the Gaslamp Quarter will likely be spending the rest of his life behind bars. 34-year-old Travis Charesta was sentenced to 4 life terms. Prosecutors say he wandered downtown in April of 2021 and started shooting random victims with a ghost gun. He ended up killing 28-year-old Justice Bolden and hurting 4 others. Bolden's mother and sister were inside the courtroom for the sentencing, and listen to what they had to say.
You took away one of the true loves of my life. For no good reason. You hurt me, you hurt everybody that's sitting here, and you've ruined your own life. I hope you're happy.
The man who decided that his life wasn't worth it will never understand what it's like to love the way that we love justice. If you did, you wouldn't do this.
Wow, some powerful statements, right? Charesta was sentenced to a state prison.
Now today, a Korean War veteran from Escondido will receive the Navy's highest award for valor. 97-year-old E. Royce Williams survived what was perhaps the longest aerial dogfight between a lone American fighter pilot and enemy combat. Local Congressman Darrell Issa said of Williams, quote, the heroism and valor he demonstrated for 35 harrowing minutes 70 years ago in the strike over the North Pacific and the coast of North Korea saved lives of his fellow pilots, shipmates, and crew. His story is one for the ages, but is now being fully told. Williams will be awarded the Navy Cross this afternoon during a ceremony at the San Diego Air and Space Museum.
Honestly, an award that he should have got a long time ago. Finally getting it, though, and very deserving. Wow, what a hero.
Sweet.
All right, king tides. They are back along our coast here this morning, peaking tomorrow and on Sunday. Look at the video of the king tides event last month. So this is what we're expecting again. The high tides will be nearly 7 feet today through Monday. It's all, of course, due to the astronomical pull from the new moon that's happening between 7 and 10 a.m. There could be some minor coastal flooding at low-lying beaches. Extreme low tides could be 2 feet below sea level. There are several king tide events happening across the county this weekend, and we have a link to all of them at cbs8.com. Just click on the help button. Meanwhile, you can explore tide pools during the low tides. You can see things like hermit crabs and sea creatures. The Scripps Institution of Oceanography has some advice for tide pooling. They say step carefully, look closely, don't pick up or move any of the animals. Leave everything as you found it, only take pictures, meaning don't take any shells or rocks with you. And of course, do not leave any trash. Got to respect the little creatures' areas, their little spaces that they have there.
Pack it in, pack it out, as they say.
That's it.
I love playing hide and go seek with the crabs in the tide pool. You can see them and then you go up and then they run in the little crack.
It's amazing, especially for the kids who haven't, been able to explore it. I mean, king tides don't come all the time, so these are kind of those occasions once in a while when the new moon comes about where you can get out and explore. I love Cabrillo for low tide, where you get to go out and explore those tide pools. It is amazing. When you're here in San Diego, you're never bored. You can head to the coastline and enjoy those king tides. Both during high tide, be safe out there. We know it's going to be 7 feet nearly above sea level. However, low tide, as Eric mentioned, about 2 feet below, and that's going to come closer to 3:21 p.m. But when high tide comes around, it's going to be at 7:15 today, 8:03 for tomorrow, and that beach hazard statement, meaning because of those high tides, is in effect for today, your Friday, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. It expires on Monday morning. So that's when we'll start to see those king tides pull back and head back to normal. Minor coastal flooding is possible. The beaches singled out by the National Weather Service: Cardiff, Oceanside, La Jolla Shores, and Imperial beaches. The showers that we had last night are tapered off, and we're now moving toward a dry weekend. And not only a dry weekend, but a dry week next week. This is going to be the first time that we've had about an 8-day stretch at least of dry skies outside, because there is currently no major disturbance in the forecast that promotes the idea that we'll get more rain on the way. We right now have a lot of sunshine moving forward. Now, of course, it's still dark outside. We're just starting to get a little bit of a glimpse. I'm looking out at Mount Soledad behind me here. A little glimpse of sunlight from the mountaintops. We are still, though, about a half hour away from that sunrise. When you look at your temperatures outside right now, the clouds from yesterday's showers have helped to hold on to a little bit of warmth. So in turn, we're mostly in the 40s out there, as opposed to the many 30s inland that we ran into yesterday morning, but it's still cold. The jacket is going to come in handy. Across the county, when we compare our current temperatures to 24 hours ago, we're slightly warmer, about single-digit changes compared to yesterday, but still 9 degrees warmer right now in Ramona compared to 24 hours ago, 8 degrees warmer in Alpine. The reason why I hesitate to show you this and give you the idea that we're all that much warmer is because those cold temperatures come about tonight into early tomorrow and for pretty much every morning to come. We're still going to hold on to those cold overnight lows in the mid-30s overnight. Afternoon highs, though, low 60s, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are pretty comfortable out there by the time the afternoon does come around, but we're still trending cooler than average. So 63 and 61, they're welcome sights. Sunshine is, of course, as well. However, average for this time of year would still be mid and upper 60s. We're going to get back toward average by the middle and later portion of next week. It just takes a little bit of time for us to get there. So when we look at traffic this morning, we'll take you to a couple spots on the map. 5 southbound from the 54 to the border. It's an 8-minute commute, 65 miles per hour out there. Not running into much difficulty as we kick off your Friday morning. If you want to download our CBS 8 app, you can use that to plan out your morning commute. Something's back to you too.